Hello everybody, welcome to Canadian Immigration Channel. Guys, gals, we spoke about Saskatchewan Provincial Nominee Program a couple times before. If I remember it correctly, it was more than 10 times already. So when the program usually opens, like how to apply for it, what are the prerequisites, etc., etc. I want to focus on the updates today because many of you have probably heard that Saskatchewan has changed the list of occupations in demand. Doctors are in this list right now. So what to do if you would like to prepare for your application for Saskatchewan Provincial Nominee Program, because you require additional 600 points in your express entry application. Now, please be mindful, and maybe this information would be a sort of a point for you to consider pros and cons. Now, Saskatchewan requires you, for most of occupations in demand, requires you to be licensed or sort of pre-licensed in Canada. By saying pre-licensed, I mean that you would have to be a registered member of any particular organization. It might not be specifically a full member, not necessarily you would be certified as a physician in Saskatchewan, but at the same time that pre-certification for lots of occupations, including software developers, it has to be there before you actually apply. Why I want to focus on this specifically, because right now, due to the high demand, due to the fact that many of you realize that it's might be a little bit challenging to reach the threshold of express entry of 440 points, even though the score still goes down, it might be a little bit challenging for those of you who are not able to take language tests up to CLB level 9. So this fact, of course, stimulates the number of applicants for Saskatchewan. It stimulates the number of people going to these provincial organizations and registering themselves up in there. And we've contacted a few of those, reached them over the phone, spoke to them, and many of them have actually told us that right now wait in line and processing times is more than 6 months. So what does it mean for you? Consider pros and cons, right? Like you gotta compare apples to apples. What if I just start this process? What if I, in case of software developers, pay a fee of $475 to be pre-registered, to be considered? It takes a hell lot of time for me to get this registration. So what if Saskatchewan is not opening anymore with my occupation? What if something else going on? What if I spend this time and of course this money to retake IELTS test? For example, for $475 in many countries in the world, you would be able to take IELTS test at least twice. Is it worth it? Is it not? How to compare it? What if I'm getting older and I do not reach the threshold required by Saskatchewan to be able to apply? So many what ifs to consider and look through if you're seeking to apply through Saskatchewan. God forbid, I'm not saying don't go there, right? I'm not saying and trying to deter you from applying to Saskatchewan. All I want you to do, as usual on this channel, is to be able to make that conscious decision whether it's worth it or not. If you want to discuss your case personally, whether it is valid for Saskatchewan or you have to look for another program, feel free to drop us a line and definitely we'll be able to help you out.